Right.
Peter's been walking around acting like he's an old guy, saying that he's 1,000. But that doesn't make any sense if he's 1,999 years old. That means he was born after 2000, or
Oh,
after the Christ. Or that means that he was born after the birth of Christ or whatever.
yeah, no, he was about the same age as Jesus. Jesus was born on twin was it
Did he die
no
when he was
eight
23 or
eight
24?
in eight BC. He was born in 8 BC.
Oh, so
AD is Anto Dominion or something like that.
not before
Not sure
Christ.
what it means and why they started a new calendar, but they did. And so Jesus and Peter were born just about the same time. So
That means he
they're
probably died at like 32 or 33 years old. So that would make sense because 19999 would be 23 years.
yeah,
That'd be 23 plus another 8. So that's about 32 years old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he was probably like 32 or 33 when he died.
yeah.
And that's when we become our soul. And so if people don't have their soul waiting for them, they, in essence, they don't have their Christ body waiting for them, they die. Like
Okay.
if you don't have a soul there, that's why so many people, like musicians and stuff, all die between ages 27 to 33. Because that's like the
Yeah,
time when you,
somebody else is just I see every day I see these young people dying. It
mm-hmm.
makes no sense. And they go, gee, I wonder why he died. Oh, he had a bad heart. Well,
Well, it's because they don't have
come on.
when you get to a certain point, you need to have an energy source over there, and your soul is your energy source. And if you
Yeah.
get or something like that and change the frequency of your whole body and your DNA changes and everything, your soul can't resonate. So it just kind of moves to the side. So you're here, your soul's there, and then you have nothing to tie into and you don't stay alive. You stay alive over there, you go back to your soul. Oh, that's interesting. So people that are passing away right now, they're going back to their soul and they're living the life of their soul's path. They were just so far off their soul's path. Not that they don't have a soul, but they didn't have a soul to it's like almost like we ride inside. Jesus is saying we drive inside of our soul. Our soul is like our vehicle. And as the soul is a vehicle, if you jump out of the soul keeps going. It doesn't stop. So it just keeps on going. So if you jump out and it gets far enough away and your spirit can't catch up to it and your guides can't get you back up into your little soul vehicle, then you will perish here on earth and you'll go back up there to the soul and kind of start all over.
Just doesn't seem right to see so many young people dying. And we know it's
But who says this is the better place to be here than wherever everyone else is? You know, that's what they're saying. They're saying, who says that this is the better place?
yeah,
That's the better place. Every place is just a place. So whether you're here, whether you're there, the difference is that you're separated from the ones that you love. So you get attached to people, you get attached to personalities, and you get attached to consciousness and awareness and beings that are, multidimensional beings. You get, it's like they say, the same actors can play in the same movie, but like, 1, 2, and 3, they talk about like Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts and George Clooney, they're all in that movie together or whatever. There's like 3 of them. They're casino movies or something. And they said that they're all the same people playing the same roles, but they're in different movies and they're different, the same producers and everything, but it's just done differently because they're different ages and they have more experience here or there. But they may go, oh, I really like the second movie better. And one may say, no, I really like the first movie better. But then they really also have their lives outside of the movie. They're just in that. So our consciousness has a life outside of this, and then it takes a little piece of itself and puts it inside of us. So it's just a little piece of our consciousness is inside of this reality. So when we leave this reality, that consciousness goes into the other pieces that are in other areas that are probably still with all the same people, the same actors, and we're probably all going to all these different movies and we're like, oh, I really like that one. And you can never, Jesus is saying, you can never do a movie over again. You can't go and film a movie for the first time ever again with all the same people and have it be the exact same experience. It's going to be completely different. But the thing about the soul plane is it's the same movie. It's just going to keep on playing, and consciousness or God consciousness or Christ consciousness will just keep going in to live inside the movie and go, oh yeah, I've got free will. I've got free will. But once we break free of having no free will, which is kind of living in a movie, we can start to create our own realities and live outside of that. And so a lot of the souls are choosing to just not live in a very dense, gross, heavy reality. They said that the world right now is like heavy metal. Like they said, it's like screamo. Have you heard of screamo?
me?
It's
No.
like the worst music in the world. No offense, screamo fans. Screamo, it's like like they're just like making these horrible noises, and you're like, oh god, it's worse than the music. It's like
That's crazy.
they just scream. And then there's this other thing called EMDR, I think. Have you heard it? They
No.
go on the microphone, they chew their food in the microphone, or they go,
What?
or this one girl, she goes, they just make noises,
What
and
the?
people listen to it. So Jesus and Peter just said,
Ay,
we're
ay,
living in a
ay.
world full of EMDR and screamo. Does anybody want to live in screamo and EMDR?
I can't imagine. I just can't imagine listening to something like that.
The kids these days say that it soothes them and it gets rid of their anxiety. So there's all these people, and they're on TikTok going, hi. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like, that's what they
Oh,
do. It's like,
you're kidding.
yeah, they just make little noises, and they take like a thing, and they go like, they just make noises. It sounds like little bugs or something like that. But yeah, Peter and Jesus are saying that the world is not that desirable to live on right now because of the frequency of it, and a lot of souls that are very high vibrational souls can't hang. They're like, they came down as babies and kids to raise the vibration of the planet, and now that
Yeah.
we've made it through the time where we were supposed to go 5D, they're like, we didn't go 5D, I'm out. So they're not necessarily,
Wow.
it's not like they're suffering by being gone. The ones that are suffering are the ones that they've left behind, which they know that they haven't left them behind. They're right over there with them. We're right there with them. But that piece of us that's separate from God thinks that we've been left behind, and it's hard and it's tough to lose people that we love. But they're saying that, honor people that have passed. Jesus says, honor those who have passed away. Honor those who he's saying the beauty of the story of Lazarus is that anybody has 3 days for another soul to come and say, I'll take it. I'll
Oh,
take it. I will be their soul. I will be their soul. Give it to me. Like, and then they'll come and they'll be the oversoul of that body. The body's died. The other soul's left. And the other soul comes, that's a perfectly good body. I'll take it. And that's basically what Jesus was showing. Did you talk about Lazarus? You were talking about Lazarus. Yeah. So
yeah.
Lazarus, I was kind of in channeling mode the whole time I was drawing. He's saying that it's a demonstration of, after 3 days, your consciousness will go into your etheric body and you'll rise there. But a soul will have an opportunity to come in and give you a ride here, and that you get to stay down here. So Jesus delivered brand new souls to these people is what he was doing.
Well, as the story goes, I mentioned it's a lot like you. When you're channeling and a lot of people come in and you see a lot of people, in the time of Lazarus, Jesus had Gabriel, who's the number two in charge. Gabriel was there with a whole host of universe personalities waiting for the sign. And then within 12 seconds, bingo, Lazarus was back alive again. So there's a lot of universe personalities that are involved in the making of miracles.
Yeah.
What we would call miracles. And I said, well, that's like Marisa, because when she's channeling, sometimes she just sees a whole room full of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to describe them as people or
they look like people. They come
creatures
in like
or personalities or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to come on to you looking almost in human form.
Yeah, they do. It doesn't mean they're human. It's because I'm in a human. They say because you're in a human, you're going to see him as human. Because you're in a human, you have arms and legs. You're going to see angels with arms and legs. You're going to see fairies with wings and arms and legs. But like Gabriel looks like a big, huge lion head with like weird like horns sticking out of all around his head, and like he just looks like he spins.
Well, he's number two. I mean, he is like
he's the force that created our reality.
If Christ Michael created our universe, and we call him the president, Gabriel is the vice president.
No, Gabriel
he's number two.
Peter goes, he's the secretary.
No, I don't think so.
Secretary of the, not the secretary like a secretary, but like what's the secretary in like the
Secretary of State?
Yeah. What's that do?
I don't know. The Secretary of State is the person, at least in the United States, that travels around and tries to keep the world safe. Because he meets with all the presidents and whatever or equivalents from different countries of his title to just keep the world safe. That's
sounds like Gabriel, right? He went.
Yeah, I guess
he met with everyone to let him know what was going on. Yeah, he's kind of like he's a deliverer of messages, and he brings. But he's the force. By him saying these things to people, it's what makes it happen. It's kind of like the thing that you fear as a psychic or an intuitive, that, you know, someone goes, oh, am I going to meet my soulmate? And you don't want to be like, oh, nah, I'm not going to tell you. It's like, well, I see that you're, you know, you're going to be happy and you're going to be looking, you want to tell them something positive, you know, and not if you don't see anything positive, but, you know, and it's kind of like that fear that any psychic has. You don't want to tell anybody anything, because then they're going to grasp onto it and they're going to be like, that's the truth. And then they're going to make it happen. So
Yeah.
it feels like Gabriel has to be very careful about the messages that he brings people, because they make religions out of him, or what he said and stuff like that. And
Right.
we try to worship everything that comes down here and turn everything into a god, is what Peter's saying. He goes, oh mighty, oh mighty. He's like worshiping Jesus' foot, and Jesus goes, kicks him in the head.
Those two.
I know, they're so funny. But yeah, so Gabriel says, hold on, let me see. I'm Gabriel. I am the king of thrones, the throne of kings, the king of throne and the throne of kings. For I bring into you a frequency, a wave, a pattern, a shape, a sound, a number. For I am transported through the holographic frequencies in that which you are. For each of you are made up of millions of spirals and spiral graphs, or like that spirograph game where you like he's showing me spirographs. He says spirograph upon spirograph upon spirograph. And in this interweaving of the universe, this is where we can begin to place our consciousness within it. Like he's showing like somebody that is like the loom, or like the you know, they make like a blanket, or they do the wool or whatever. He says, imagine the blanket, and you're making this blanket. The blanket then lays out upon like it just hovers, you know, it's not on the earth, it's not anywhere, it's just a blanket just kind of there. He says, imagine that blanket there, and that's the foundation, that's what you have built, that's the canvas in which you've created. That canvas makes sound. So when you put something on it, like your mind or a thought, it will turn into the sound that blanket has within it. They're showing like the blanket having like a sound or a frequency. So if it has like a real high pitch and you go in it, you're going to be a real high pitch person. If it's low pitch, you're going to be like a real low pitch person. Whatever that blanket is, you are. He says that blanket is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the creator of the reality in which you're in, because it absorbs the sounds and the frequencies that we put in it. So when we place these sounds and frequencies within this blanket of time, or this blanket of space, this blanket in which you are all interwoven into, and you're all cut from this cloth, cut from this blanket, the Holy Spirit, you're all made divinely the same, in a sense, with the same frequency, with the same tune, with the same intention. And the Holy Spirit is abundance, love, gratitude, faith, creation, and exploratory curiosity. This is what your universe is based on. But we place this into this Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit then is bigger than any of you could ever possibly imagine, but smaller than any of you could possibly imagine at the same time. It's this big, and it's bigger than you can ever possibly imagine, but all of it, even a drop of it, is just the same as all of it together. One tiny drop is the same amplitude as the whole thing. So when each of you have this Holy Spirit within you, you can tune into this and know and understand that you'll be tuned into that which is good within you. And this is something that stays, quote unquote, good in this universe. And this is something that you can lean on and that you can know is there for you. And this is why we say, lean on the Holy Spirit. Ask for the Holy Spirit. Ask for it to blanket over you. Ask for it to bring to you what you need, and you will have exactly what you need. We'll continue to create it, to bring it, and to see it, and to know it. And in that, we will be bringing it to the world. There is a greater spirit, a great, great Holy Spirit, in the sense that is above all of us, that's created all of us. We are in its blanket, so to speak. But there's blanket upon blanket upon blanket upon blanket upon blanket, and that create wrinkles in time, that create time and space, that create this reality in which we live. It's bigger than you could ever possibly imagine. So just know and understand that you are part of a vast, vast, vast universe. But at the same time, the only important thing right now is to have fun, enjoy your life, enjoy those that you love, be with those that you love, do the things that you enjoy, and don't do things that you don't enjoy. Don't do things you don't enjoy in the sense that you're hurting yourself or you're hurting others. Make sure that you find the joy in life, and make sure you hang on to that tightly, and just know and understand that you are here to enjoy your life, to joke around, to laugh, to play, and to not take things so seriously. We bless you. And Peter says, "What did you do?"
Very interesting.
He just spun off and like danced away.
I think that's kind of a universal message that I think we've always gotten. That if somebody says, "What is the meaning of life?"
Mm-hmm.
The meaning of life is to enjoy this gift.
Well, some people will say it's to work hard, it's to make money, it's to, like people will say different things depending on who you're talking to.
Well, sometimes making money is enjoying life. Some
Money.
people like to make money because they like to do good things with it.
Yeah.
As Jesus said, he says there's no harm in wealth. It's what you do with it.
I enjoy
It's what you do with it. Or if you're living for it, if you're living for that wealth, then you're all screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
But I can just think back. I mean, I didn't despise working, and I enjoyed making money when I made the money.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst part of my life was when I had the most money, unfortunately, because then I started going, "Oh my God, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it." Once you get to the point where you go, "Oh my God, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it." Well, what do you say? You start focusing. Whatever you focus on is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was terrible. I wasn't. Well, I've always tried to be somewhat generous, even when I was lacking in funds. But anyway, no. The whole thing about life is to just enjoy it, be happy, be grateful for the children you've got, and the parents you've got, and the friends that you've got, and the walk of life that you've got. I feel bad for those that are in such a funk that they can't find happiness.
They need to have the Holy Spirit within them, and they need to get rid of the thought of, they need to ask for the fabric of their existence to show them what it feels like to just be them without being them. Because the people that are in the funk are stuck in identities. They're like, I'm this political party, I'm for this candidate, I'm for this medicine or not medicine, or I'm against this, or the world's going to come to an end if this happens, or whatever. It's like the world may be coming to an end, but there's going to be the people in life that know how to have fun while the world's coming to an end by not even focusing on it. They'll just enjoy their family and their friends, and they'll just pretend like there's not bombs going off outside, or whatever. It's everyone focusing on the outside, they're saying, is what causes people to be in a funk. Focusing on the fabric of life inside of us is what brings us pure bliss.
Wow.
That's a good message to the end.
Well, it's hard to convince somebody that's in such a dire funk. I mean, I remember when I was losing everything. I mean, everything. I was living up in San Marcos at that time. It was even after you had left me and gone off your way. I was constantly in a funk. I would get up early in the morning and I would read all these inspirational books, and I'd read the Bible and all these other things, and I just couldn't find the happiness. I just could not find the happiness. And be honest with you, I finally started finding happiness when something told me, "Well, stop paying your bills, stop paying for your house. It's a waste of time. Just let the bank have it back." And that was in 2009, and I was ready to live under a bridge somewhere, and I just was not happy. Everything in my life had gone kind of haywire, and I don't know. I think just by that mere fact, I just, something within me said, just can it. Don't try to save it anymore. Just go about living your life. And I did. I stopped paying on that. And the money I started making, I just started saving. I ended up in 2011 buying my condo in PV. I was very happy about that. And then eventually I made up enough to buy my house in Los Cocos as well. And I was playing golf almost every day. Every day I was thoroughly enjoying my life. No, I don't golf anymore, but I thoroughly enjoy raising a child down here in Mexico. Yeah. If Tawny wasn't in my life, I'd probably be spending a lot more time in California and probably golfing with my friends. Yeah. But I think it's a good trade-off. Tawny is something just very special, and she's a very special girl, and she's very special in my life, and she's going to do good things. There's just something about her that she's going to be special. I just know she's going to be special.
She already is. She already is special.
Yeah. So anyway, you got anything else to talk about
I
today
don't
or
have anything
otherwise?
else. They had the Holy Spirit thing they wanted to say, and they said the thing about the souls. That no, they actually came through with a lot of stuff. And then now I'm going to go home to my kids who are probably dying for mommy to come home because they know I'll
Yeah.
give them a piece of candy.
Okay. Oh.
And Madison, if you're
Well,
watching
they
this right
got
now, hit
buckets
heart.
full of candy from yesterday. From what I saw, they got a lot of candy yesterday.
Oh man, you should. When we were trying to get a
You,
picture of them for you, like, hi, Papa, but he was like, happy birthday, Papa, like screaming. I was like, oh my gosh, this kid has had a lot of candy. He was like, he was just like all ramped up on, and he wouldn't stop. He was like, my mission is candy, and he kept going and going. He went and emptied his bucket at home and went and got another bucket full of candy.
oh God.
He was on a mission.
Well, good luck with that. That sugar
Yeah,
high is gonna.
we're gonna hide it. We already hid the candy, but that's why I'm sure they're waiting for me to come home so that they can be like, mommy, can I have a piece of candy?
Well, go
I'm sure
home. I
Jeff.
know I brought because Tanya's so upset because they don't have Halloween down here in Mexico, and
It's probably good that way because Halloween's creepy.
yeah, yeah. They call it de Dia de Muerto.
Yeah,
It's a day to it's like a 3-day period from
honor.
Halloween till November 3rd or something like that, where they honor the dead. So you'll see a lot of people down here at the mortuaries, at the grave sites, bringing lots of flowers and things to their dearly departed. So I brought her a bunch of candy. I brought her a bunch of 99-cent store candy that isn't 99 cents anymore,
Oh yeah.
and everything's going up. And I brought her that, so she got a bunch of candy. She's got a
Oh
bunch of candy, but we don't let her just dive into it. We're like you. Okay, you can go have one now,
yeah.
and that's it. So it's going to last her for a while. So anyway, mommy, go home, go take care of your children. Thank you for popping in today. And I just caught this cold. It's
I know.
just
I just noticed your nose is
crazy.
all stuffed up.
I know I'm all stuffed up, and I got this cough. If I start coughing, I can't stop
Me and
coughing. So
Madison
I've
both had a
been.
stuffy nose today,
Oh gosh, I
so we
hope
may have
I
all
didn't
just
give
caught the.
you something.
We may have all just caught it at the exact same time.
Well, I
So
think it's going around. I
yeah, I
think
think so too.
there's some flu bug or something going around. You know, people get the yearly in their
Yep.
arm
Yeah.
and and
Or
the
shed it all over everyone.
yeah, they give you the
Yeah.
stinking thing.
They
How
inject it.
can they go, okay, let's see. We're going to give a bazillion people the in the arm
Yeah.
because we know which virus is going to be coming this year. So we're going
Yeah.
to protect them. BS.
Yes.
They give
They
it.
give it to us.
They
Yeah.
give it so that people can spread it so that they can go
Well,
buy
there was.
cold medicines and
Yeah, there
things
was no
like that.
flu. There was no flu last year or the year before because they didn't
Yeah,
they didn't put it into society. So we'll
I
cut
know.
that out. Cut.
That's all right. No,
Yeah.
we didn't go outside of
Yeah.
our bounds too much
Yeah.
there.
Anyway.
So anyway, well, listen, go home, take care of your family,
Okay.
and thank you, everybody. I'm Joe Morris
Yeah.
with
Bye,
Answers
everybody.
Heaven Speaks. Bye,
All
Pooker,
right. Bye,
and
Papa. Love you.
I love you
Tell
too.
Tanya I said hi and Drew I said hi and I love them.